Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be tying the fly in the vise that I call the Corixa Cruncher. So I'll give you a brief rundown on how it came about. A friend and I were out on a boat on Chew. It was flat calm, no fish moving, blue sky, and all of a sudden it appeared as if it started to rain. There were splashes on the water everywhere. No sooner that happened then the fish started moving, and there were fish rising all around us. So we managed to catch a couple, and we didn't know at the time until you spooned one of the fish. It was actually a fall of Corixa. I know that might be news to you, but seemingly they're very good flyers, and they move from one water body to another. It just so happened to be that we were there when this fall of Corixa happened. I took a look at the fly, and I know this doesn't look anything like what we perceive to be a Corixa, but the fish I caught on were caught on crunchers. So I just modified the pattern with a few different materials to reflect what I saw. And if I run through the materials list before I tie the fly, you'll see. In this instance, the hook I'm using is a size 10. The tie-in silk I'm using is fluorescent fire orange. The tail is red game hackle fibres. Body is cock pheasant centre tail with a rib of fine copper wire. And the thorax is spectra dubbing from hens, and it's number 45. It does resemble bronze peacock herl, but obviously it's synthetic and it's much more robust. And finally, the hackle is furnace. So let's get on with it. Okay, so the hook I've just put in the vise is caddis B175, and all I'm going to do is tie on and take the tie-in silk down to a point between the hook point and the barb. Okay, it's not quite as far as the bend, and then take some furnace hackle fibres, or red game hackle fibres should I say, and just tie those in for a tail. So ideally same length as the hook shank, but I like mine a little bit shorter on this pattern anyway. So we'll tie that in all the way up to the point where we anticipate the cock pheasant centre tail is going to run out, and then on the way back down what we can do is we can tie in some fine copper wire. So just add that there, pull it into position, and then secure it on the way down. And just before I get to the point where the tail is, I'm going to take 3 fibres of cock pheasant centre tail and tie those in by the tip. So once again I just take one turn, slide that in, and then continue down towards the tail, and then return the silk back to a position where once again the cock pheasant centre tail is possibly going to run out. So just wind those fibres on. Don't worry if they're not close touching turns. I'm sure the tie-in silk shining through can have an added advantage. So tie those on, and as you let it go, just pin it to the hook shank just to provide a bit of support, and that's about it, I'd say. There we go. Lock that in. Sorry. got a bit of problem with this copper wire. There we go, it's out of the way. Tie that in and snip off the waste. What we do now is we just counter rib with this thin copper wire, about 4 or 5 turns. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and the final one just in front where the thorax is, and secure that down. Just helicopter that off. So a little bit of wax then. And I don't know whether you can see. No, you just can't. There we go. It's kind of a dark bronze. It's almost black in actual fact, but it's got hints of bronze in it, and also hints of green, much like bronze peacock curl, as I said. So we just create a small dubbing noodle out of that, and create a nice thorax going forward. There we go. I'm not too worried about it being tidy because I'll give it a brush out with the dubbing needle after we finish, just to give a little bit of vibrance to the fly. Next we take a furnace hackle, tie that in by its tip, and then move the tip backwards just to lock it in. There we go. Take your hackle and sweep the fibres backwards. Two, possibly 3 turns. So there's 2, and looking at it, 2 will probably, yeah, 2 will probably suffice. So what I'll do is I'll just take that, waggle my tying silk just to get the trapped fibres free, and cut off the waste. Finish off with a nice head. Yeah, a couple of turns there, and then we'll use a whip finish tool to just place the thread wraps where we really want them. There we go. Final task then is a little bit of varnish. And that's it. That is the Corixa Cruncher. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do try it, let me know what your results are. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers then. Thanks.